Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to start with introductions. I'm Courtney, and everybody probably knows me. I know all of you for varying lengths of time and so on and so forth. I think I have to mute everybody unless they're talking, or maybe you can take control of muting yourselves.
I see everybody's name.
Yeah, and what happens is whenever there's a sound from anybody's phone or device, then your face is going to pop up on the recording. You are huge. So introduce yourself now that you're huge. There you go. It says Cheryl.
Yes.
Say hi to everyone. Introduce yourself, pretty please.
Hi, everybody calls me Cher, but Doom, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. And then who's next? I see Faye there. I'm trying to plug in my computer here.
Hi, yep, my name is Faye, and I'm living in Montreal, Canada, originally from Newfoundland, and really excited to be here with you girls, and just looking forward to whatever we're going to do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who's next? Jen, you just popped in.
Hi, I'm Genevieve.
Hello.
Hi, I am north of Boston, and I'm really excited about this class. We've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun being a part of it and learning all about it, and I've really been trying to practice using the tool, and I've had a lot of success.
And Jen's been around the block a couple of times because we've been together since Albuquerque, which has been a few years now. And she went through the Women's Moon Lodge with us. And there she learned like the practical application, like L2, level 2 of the medicine wheel, which is how to use it in ceremony. So now we went backwards with Genevieve, and we took it to the personal level and explored a lot of the elemental stuff and the psycho-spiritual tool. So it's pretty awesome to have known at least one person in ceremony here. And then Donna is out there. Are you there, Donna? I really, really wish she was there.
Okay, I'm here.
Oh, there she is. Good.
I had to find my mouse so I could unmute.
I wanted to hear that Texas drawl. Get it, girl.
All right.
Say hi.
Hi, everybody. Hi, y'all. I live in Midland, Texas. I'm a native of Texas, but I've escaped many times, and I'm about to escape again. I'm becoming a gypsy. And mermaid almost came out of my mouth. What's up with that?
Well, that's interesting, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I know exactly why. That's another Oprah. But I'm thrilled to be here, looking forward to it. I have to say, I don't know much about medicine wheels, but hey, I can learn.
Okay. I am going to mute everybody who's not talking, so stick with me. If you're next, just raise your hand. I think we can do it that way, and I can unmute people one at a time, so we don't have to worry. All right? Let me unmute you. Hi.
Hi. I know I always forget I have this name on here because I'm part of another group, and so I have like a bunch of names, but on Facebook I'm on as Carolina is my first name, and spiritual path. And I'm so excited to be a part of this group and receive what Courtney has to offer us. So thank you so much, and really excited to get to know you all and share this with you all.
Awesome. I'm just working with my technology here, getting used to it. Let's see. Oh, Kai is here. Hi, Kai. I'm trying to unmute you. All right. Unmute. I hit unmute a couple times on Kai, but it doesn't want to do anything.
You unmuted everyone at the same time.
Well, that's good, actually. But if Kai can hear me, it would be awesome to hear from her. She might have stepped away for a moment. What I'm going to say is, again, if you guys can all mute yourselves until you go to speak, that would be awesome, because I'm not that great with technology. I try to look good, but I'm limited. So a lot of you I've known for years, and I'm really delighted new friends here who are joining us, because I've made really beautiful friendships with people all over the planet and on Facebook. And so I'm glad to be on the happy end of technology, to be able to meet a lot of amazing people. What we've done is we've actually put together a presentation. I'm going to share a screen now, hopefully. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and get into this presentation. This has been a collaboration between a lot of different people as we've been forming this class, because I realized a little while back, as I was trying to train medicine people, that a lot of people don't even have the basics. Even our Native American brethren who grew up with this don't always know all of the applications of the medicine wheel. But it's kind of like water for a fish. Like, it's so all pervasive with medicine people and in Native American ceremony that oftentimes we don't even recognize that it's there or what it's for. So that's why we've put this thing together. And today is a test drive, because we're making sure that all of these moving parts work. So as a quick overview, you guys probably know that we've got this website going. I've been building my own website, and that's actually how I know Carolina, is because we're part of the same online coaching group, which is amazing. So this is what I've been working on, and before I can open it up to the public and quote unquote, sell it to them or invite them to purchase it, I have to make sure that it works. And I'd love to have reviews and testimonials from you so that we can, pop this online and invite other people. So this is what this looks like. And then what's happening here today is we're actually making the demo class that we're going to put in here. We're taking this for a test drive. So off we go. Hopefully I can get this to play now. All right, we got to go back to the beginning to slide number 1. Oh, come on. Almost there. Here we are. Now, if I were really, really good at technology, I would have had this all queued up already. So that's thing number 1 that I just learned. All right, so finding the Force L1, 4 steps into the Vortex. For those of you who've looked at Abraham-Hicks, you've probably heard again and again about the Vortex. And I have not found that material useful in terms of a how-to. The Abraham-Hicks and a lot of channel material gives you information, but it doesn't show you how. So this is the how-to. On the website, you can go there and download the book. It's really easy to find. And thanks to my friends, I've made sure that I have the right type of file format. So now I know that people are receiving it. Here, we're basically laying the groundwork for the divine feminine to reemerge. And the reason why this is the divine feminine is because it's about quality of life. It's about the unseen. It's about spirituality. And it seems to be a lot of women are coming together in this movement, although it doesn't have to be exclusively. This is the basics of the medicine wheel. You have north, south, east, and west. This is the sacred hoop that a lot of Native American elders have been talking about since the 40s, 50s, and they've been talking about mending the sacred hoop. And so I asked myself what that was, and this is where it led me. I found out that Native Americans categorize things. East is fire, west is water, north is air, and south is earth. When you balance these things out, then you come up with the vortex, the force, which is in the center. So as I was trying to elevate people's consciousness and teaching them shamanism, I realized that people didn't have their 4 feet on the floor really, and these are the 4 legs on the table for your spiritual progress. You can see this form is pretty much all pervasive. You've got your compass that has the 4 directions on it, and then you also have a carbon molecule. Oh, my cat is being naughty. Hey, who's a bad cat scratching the couch? My cat is an attention hog. So the carbon molecule has 6 electrons, and the way they line up in their orbits looks like this here. You can see it also looks like a medicine wheel. And because we're carbon-based life forms, this medicine wheel configuration resonates with kind of the fibers of what we are. I've started talking about things in terms of computers because people realize that there is an internet, there's an Ethernet, they can't see it, but they are able to use it. So it's something that people, I'm going to have to mute everybody because I'm not able to make a presentation. I keep on hearing background noise. Here we go. That should take care of it. Let me go back to sharing. Four steps gives you high-speed Ethernet. So people once upon a time thought that this was like some hippy dippy stuff or some, weird witch doctor stuff that we were just making up, right? People talking about auras and, energy and stuff. And it got tagged as crunchy or hippie, but it's actually provable now. Like we have the science. Science has finally caught up with shamanism and hippies and gurus, and science is showing that this is all actually true. And an example that people are familiar with is the cell phone. You know that there's a signal out there, but you can't see it. So everybody here is a spiritual adventurer, a healer, and we need to learn how to take care of ourselves. So aside from our spiritual nature, we have a physical nature. And one of the unique things about this program is that the shamanic point of view doesn't reject the body, it actually embraces it. Like we're taught to be sensual creatures and to enjoy life and to enjoy every day. It's really about being conscious. And once you're plugged into the natural cycles of things, then you start to kind of stabilize. So a lot of what is happening right now in the world is that our divine feminine, our divinity, our more spiritual nature doesn't feel comfortable in our bodies because we've kind of been violated on all these different levels. I think this divine feminine, the Mother Earth, woman, all these different aspects of femininity, including Mother Earth, have been violated. So we're trying to get into our bodies and take back our power. So resonance is the radio tuner of the universe. What that means is that because the medicine wheel has 4 quarters, it gets you in tune with anything that has 4 quarters, that has 4 parts, or that's a circle. So it's a really amazing thing. We're plugging you into the universe, basically. I've started calling these things apps, like mind apps. And these apps that we're using have a similar structure to your brain. I want to share with you eventually this necklace that I'm wearing and the shape of the labyrinth and how special that is, because that's the M app, the mind app we're going to be using. So here's the story of Indra's web. It talks about us all being jewels at the corners of this configuration here, this web of life. And when we each light up, then everybody lights up brighter. And We're creatures of dual nature, so we have light and we have physicality. And our mind and our heart actually has a profound effect on other people around us and even people who are far away. So this is actually a diagram of what your energy body looks like. You can read the slide for yourself, so I'm not talking a whole lot about what we have in print. I'm trying to describe the visuals here. It's a fascinating thing that your body actually emits an electromagnetic field. All right. And an electromagnetic field is two counter rotating geometrical shapes that produce what we call a toroidal field. And that's what you're seeing here on this diagram is the donut basically that pops up as a result of our electromagnetic fields. And what you're seeing here is that our heart emits more energy than our brains. The field, the smaller one that you see around her body, is the one that your brain basically emits. The bigger field, like if she were to stretch her arms out in this picture, she would be reaching out to the edges like that Da Vinci illustration. And that's the bigger field that's made by the heart. So our hearts are actually our most evolved part of our brain. Believe it or not, the heart actually has more neurons than the brain. So what these apps are meant to do is to put the brain in order, to put your electromagnetic field, your energy in order. But they're games and it's supposed to be fun. So my gift to you as an artist, which is really my passion, is that I want to give you the ability to have fun while you're feeling better and becoming more spiritual and more conscious. I think that this issue is the most divine, most pressing issue in our times. It's a wonderful, delicious thing that we're coming alive again as powerful women and beings. And, the men are also able to access this divine feminine energy. But of course, it's easier for us to get in touch with our feminine side for the most part. And so I'm giving all this away, not just because I need you to test drive it in this case or to give you a demo, but because I think it's really important. When we each go within, then we're each doing our best. So each one of these 4 steps tunes you into a certain aspect of life. There are aspects of East, which are infancy and, birth and rebirth. The South is actually our youth, our adolescence and passion and sex and reproduction and sensuality and all of those wonderful things. And then the West is this time of year, just like the South is summer, and that's when you're taking care of the fields. East is planting, that's spring, okay? Then West is this time of year, and also my particular age, which is, having already had children and done all of that. I'm a parent, and now I'm looking for ways to give back to my community. And it's also water. So West is associated with the unconscious. North is winter, it's air, and it's elderhood, and it's also death, and it's the beginning of transformation. It's the time when we tell stories and play games by the light of the fire. So these apps, I'm calling them these mind apps, allow anyone who's committed to spending a few minutes a day to make a lot of progress. So just to give a baseline about divine feminine, divine masculine, here's a slide that's giving you a really awesome visual on it. You see on the left-hand side there, the sun, or the moon, and then all of the nighttime, the unseen and all of that. And then on the other hand, you have the daytime and all of, as I said, the bright sun in this case. It's a beautiful, beautiful visual. So the exercises here are mostly about getting symbolic literacy and making a baseline language that you can use to communicate with your higher self. So what we're going to do is just take this for a quick test drive. We always start with setting our intentions, okay? So we're going to do the breathing techniques. So I hope everybody's pretty comfortable and just in a relaxed position. And so we're going to breathe in light and exhale junk. Everything has to exhale, excrete, secrete, whatever, get rid of what doesn't serve it. So we use the breath in shamanism to be conscious of our energy. So we'll inhale through the nose and exhale. Let everything go. Inhale and exhale. One more time. In this slide, you're going to look at the right-hand side, which is the east. You'll see the entrance there. So using your finger or your eyes or a pointer, just follow the lines around the labyrinth till you get to the center. And make sure to breathe. In your own meditative practice, then you would go ahead and use that as many times as you want to and just allow yourself to kind of swirl around it. We've talked about developing an app for the phone where you can actually, touch it and follow it with your finger on your app. So the reason why this type of meditative tool is really powerful is because it's balancing you out. Yang is associated with thought and action, and yin is associated with feeling and being. In our world today, we've lost our balance and we're all about doing and about the physical. And there's this beautiful part of life that's being discounted and overlooked. The other thing is that when your mind is quiet, you can receive information from the cosmic ethernet, as I call it. I think of great mystery or spirit as being like this cosmic ethernet full of information and solutions and beauty and wonder. And you have to have a quiet mind to be able to connect to that type of internet connection. So these keys, as I'm calling them, these labyrinths that we have for each direction exist so that we can enjoy and be happy. So this slide speaks for itself. We're training our minds, we're learning to talk with spirit, and we're getting an alphabet of symbolic imagery. Spirit doesn't speak English or Chinese, it speaks symbolic. And so when you make a prayer, a lot of times I found in my community that people didn't hear the answer, first of all, because they weren't sure how to pray in a way that was effective. So we can teach that, but only you can hear the answer that spirit sends. And so it's really important to build a symbolic vocabulary because that's how spirit answers our prayers. It's actually really just us manifesting what resonates with us for what we truly want. And that's spirit. We're all a part of the same thing. So I mentioned this, life on Earth is all carbon-based. And so that's one of the reasons why this symbol here is so powerful. And now we're going to do something else cool. Like we did our meditation, which is yin. We're going to do something yang. So grab a piece of paper and get ready with a pencil, an eraser, circular object, compass. If you need a minute to do that, that's cool. Go ahead and grab that stuff and get ready. I'm going to go over this again, this medicine wheel concept, so that you know what you're creating. We have the carbon molecule there, which is just fascinating. It bonds in all of these different ways. You can see at the right-hand side, carbon is just this amazing molecule. And it makes up so much of the life here on Earth, amino acids and most of the things that are our body, except for the water, which is a big part of our body, then it's carbon-based. So very interesting. When you line up this medicine wheel and you get those 4 legs of the table really solid, man, you can just rock it. I mean, you can reach out into the outer limits of the universe with your mind once you have 4 on the floor. So that's what we're doing here. And you can read for yourselves. East is fire, west is water, north is air or wind, and south is earth. You can see the relationship between east and west, just like between sun and moon and day and night. And then between north and south, we have the relationship between our spirit and our body. Hue, man, right? Hue meaning light and man meaning body. And both of those aspects of ourselves are beautiful and amazing, and neither should be discounted. In the center there, you can see is your higher self or creator. So for our exercise, I'm assuming that you guys are ready now. We're gonna fold this piece of paper up, right? Fold it in half and then fold it in half again. I'm gonna transfer over here to the gallery view for a second. I'm gonna make sure that everybody is here. Stop share, gallery view. I can even unmute people in case anybody has anything to say. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 9 minutes and counting. I'm gonna wrap this up and then I can post another Zoom meeting and we can meet up for like a little chat for a minute. So fold paper in half and in half again. Draw a circle. And then right, east, west, north, south. You don't have to do it all right now, but so that you have something tangible. I'm gonna grab mine too. Oh yeah, here it is.
Which circle do we draw?
Well, I would say just draw one big circle. This is the 300 level diagram with all the bells and whistles, but just draw a circle and, draw an X or just draw like a compass. But it's really for you to get used to it. Believe it or not, some people don't even know where east is. And so it's important. This diagram, then, you're going to use this. I recommend an app on your phone to tell you the compass directions. I have one so that I know exactly where east is, because it's not, you can see here, these are the windows there, and the sun comes through there in the morning. But that direction of my house isn't actually due east. It's kind of catty corner. So it's important for energy work for you to know exactly where east is. Does that make sense?
I know where it is because I've always lived in the east.
And it's easy in New Mexico.
Every place I've ever lived in my life. Yeah.
I lived in the Far East.
You did?
Yeah.
Is that Donna?
Yes.
Hey.
I lived in Malaysia.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's pretty far east. Beyond that, it comes west, right?
Actually, it's exactly opposite the globe from Midland, Texas.
I know where Midland, Texas is because I lived in Abilene for a little bit, and I just went from living in the west to living in the east just a couple months ago, and so I'm like had a lot of fun like playing around and comparing the different energies, because certainly each direction has its own energy and power to it. It's been really good experience. Now I was in the desert and now I'm by the ocean.
Oh, that sounds like heaven.
It is.
It is really nice out here. 8.5 minutes to wrap this up. So I'm going to go back to sharing the screen and I'm going to give you what I promised to give you. That's what my PR person who's on the call here recommended, that I give you what I've been promising to give you. So I'm going to feel complete now. All right. You've got this now. The reason why I got into all of this is because I personally had my own journey that I've been on, and I needed to heal, and now I'm sharing what I've been through with you, and hopefully a lot of shortcuts. As time goes on, you can go ahead and fill in all these different attributions. I'm going to upload this slide deck to a place where people can access it, so everyone has access and you don't have to worry about taking notes or losing anything.
You've got some serious feedback going on.
Yeah, I'm going to have to escape from here and then get into Zoom and mute everybody.
Okay.
No, I muted myself. Ah! Wrong answer. Okay, this should be good now. So, whoa, back to my presentation. Where did it go? It's down here. So, all of this is, it's like emojis is a really good example. There are different symbols and different feelings for each of the different directions. And this is like the 101 of building your symbolic vocabulary. So we're training you to create a relationship between your physical body and your spirit. There are also, different movements that we do that's like yoga or qigong that helps to take care of your body. We refer to the earth as Mother Earth, and we refer often to spirit as Father Sky. Again, it's that whole balancing thing. This is what your energy looks like when you're frustrated, and this is what your energy looks like. You see at the top when you shift to appreciation. If you look at these different wave patterns here, you can see that there's actually scientific evidence behind this. When your energy or the frequency that you're emitting like a sound is organized and beautiful, it gets bigger and stronger, and you have more of an effect on reality. So we're 99.99% empty space. What's up with that? What actually makes things manifest? This is my big question. And it turns out that your heart-mind complex is essentially generating your reality and interfacing with everything around you. So we're going to do this class once a week for 5 weeks. And this is week number 1. And the requirements for you are to journal, and you have this here, and to breathe. Preferably 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night to use these techniques, these labyrinths that I'm sharing with you. And the reason why is because you're going to retrain your body tissue and your mind to actually be in a completely different state of consciousness. Once you slip into that altered consciousness, it's really enticing to stay there. When your mind is quiet, you're balanced, and then that heart field takes over and you get bigger and more powerful. And when we all do that together, we're going to have a huge effect on our destiny as a planet. And we can't wait for anyone else to do it, okay? We're the ones that we've been waiting for. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys. So that is about it for now. I've got lots more materials for you. We've got that manual that you have hopefully all downloaded. You can see all these beautiful visuals in here. I'd like to think they're beautiful. They'll have profound symbolic meaning. And I'm just gifting away all of this artwork that it's taken me years to put together. Everything has a profound meaning. So here is your manual. I encourage you to read it, give me feedback, and help our sisters and brothers all over the world to understand. So here's the labyrinth for fire, okay? So this is going to be the first one that you do. For the East, we'll do this together next week, and we'll talk about the attributions of fire and East. Then you can see South. There's your meditation tool, your mind app for the South. And you can see Dr. Emoto's work shows that when you think certain things that it affects the water crystal. And so these labyrinths are lining you up electromagnetically to be in resonance with the most beautiful aspects of what we are. It's like the keys to open some doors in your mind. The universe is a big, wide open, juicy, very interesting place. This is a labyrinth I designed for the center. It's got rainbow colors, and I tried to integrate all 4 directions. So that is the labyrinth for the center for when we're all balanced out. Here we go. It's called 4 Steps into the Vortex because that's the place of power. The vortex is the place of infinite possibilities. That's where things manifest from. So that is it for my presentation. In that Facebook group, I'm gonna pop up another meeting ID, and then we can chat. So this one's almost done, and I'll have to post another meeting time in our little Facebook group.
Are we going to do it every Monday?
If this is a good time, then we'll do it every Monday at this time.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Courtney. That was awesome.